from Australia, Casey Brown. Her opponent, an established star of the women's tour, consistently near the top of the WSA rankings since December of 2003. Australian-born, now at home in the Netherlands, Natalie Grinham.
Well, Casey Brown is now an adoptive New Yorker. She's based up in Greenwich. Let's hear what the Australian #3 seed had to say about her run through this tournament so far.
Well, so far in the Tournament of Champions, I've played Heba El Torki in the first round and came from 2-love down to win in 5. And then in the quarterfinals, I played Amanda Sobey, the US #1, and beat her in 3. And then I played, in the semi-finals last night, I played Madeline Perry, who was the #1 seed, and beat her 3-1. For 2013, I'm hoping to, get my ranking back up to, I've had a world highest ranking of world #5, so hoping to get back there this year and even go further and try to get up into the top 5. And, everyone's goal is to be #1, so I'm just going to keep pushing and see how far I get. I started playing squash when I was about 9 years old, and then started playing the junior circuit and got to travel and thought, this is a brilliant way to travel and meet people, and I just loved the game. So, at a very young age, I knew that I wanted to be a squash professional, and, I've taken it this far. The Tournament of Champions is one of the most prestigious, and I think US squash are really paving the way for squash internationally. The US Open is now equal prize money, and we'd love to see this tournament get to that stage as well. So it's such a prestigious event and such a great atmosphere here. I would love to win a tournament like this and continue on 2013 from there. This evening I'm playing Natalie Grinham, who's world #12 at the moment, and she's a really strong competitor. She was #2 in the world for a long time, and I have great respect for her, and she's super fast around the court. So, I'm going to work out a game plan with my coach, Rod Martin, and hopefully take that aspect away from the match.
Well, Casey Brown, she's down at #13 in the world rankings. I'm sure she'll be getting back up to that top 5, which she reached beforehand, and this tournament will certainly help catapult her up the WSA rankings. Now, her opponent is a mother. She's based in the Netherlands. She's here also with her sister, who she played yesterday, looking very relaxed, pushing her pram around New York. Let's hear what Natalie Grinham had to say about her performances so far.
All right, so far at the Tournament of Champions, I've played Noor El Tayeb of Egypt, and I won 3-2. Next, I played Sarah Kippax of England and won 3-1. And yesterday, I played my sister, Rachel Grinham, and I won 3-love. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's you just have to take every match as it comes and try to, either block out or the fact that it's so big, but also, or even take in the atmosphere of it and just enjoy the moment and just play the way you would play, and hopefully that's good enough. Well, this year I hope to achieve, actually I don't know really, I haven't set that many goals for myself. I just wanted to see how I started the year. The end of last year was difficult, being away from Kieran a lot, so this year I'm taking him with me and we're seeing how that goes, and it's going to be interesting. Well, the recovery for me these days is a lot different than it was before. After my match yesterday, I basically just got changed and had to get my son Kieran and get back here, get him some food and get him ready for bed and things like that. So, it's a little bit different than what it used to be, and other squash players. I try to do, a bit of, just getting good food for me is the main thing. I'm not that big on stretching. I'm quite limber as it is, so it's yeah, just getting good food really. Okay, this evening I played Casey Brown of Australia, and you know, I've played her a lot in the past. Haven't played her in the last, I think, maybe 12 months or so. So you know, obviously everyone works on different things. You know, she's very fit and good volleyer. So you know, I'll just try and keep it away from that.
Well, Natalie Grinham looking very relaxed in that interview. She won this event back in 2012. She's the defending champion there. 34 years of age, but as she said, looking to have a real go back on the WSA World Tour with the company of her young son, Kieran. Well, joining me in the commentary box for this ladies' final, Natalie Granger. Good evening, Natalie.
Evening, Joey.
Good to have you here.
It's great to be back.
Well, it's a very interesting head-to-head. You can see 6-0 to the older Australian who now represents the Netherlands, Natalie Grinham. So she's certainly got the making of Casey Brown. Here we've got the last 5 meetings. So Casey Brown squeezing out a game off of Natalie Grinham back in 2011 in the Australian Open. But you can see very clearly there, Natalie, that Grinham is the dominant one out of the 2 ladies.
I think it's going to be quite an interesting match tonight, though, Joey, because you know, Natalie's a little bit older than Casey. Certainly has been very dominant, but in their matches so far. But Casey's looking unbelievably fit. I don't think I've actually ever seen her look as ready to play as I have last night. And I think she's going to give a lot for Natalie to handle.
Well, again, you can see the magnificent Vanderbilt Hall where this squash court has been presented. 16 years it's been held here in Grand Central Terminal. And as you pointed out there, Natalie, she does look in very, very good shape. Natalie Grinham. Athletically, she's an excellent mover. You've got a different body type, really, in Casey Brown, who's a lot taller, longer-limbed. Likes to play the trademark Australian way. I mean, her coach is Rodney Martin, who an ex-world #1. So she'll be looking to hunt the ball across the tee line, playing in those patterns, taking the ball short, and then looking for the responding volley. Did you ever get to play Casey Brown, or had you departed from the tour before she really got amongst it?
I'm not quite that old, Joey. I did actually get a chance to play Casey a few times.
I never said you were that old. You did, so you got to play Casey a few times.
I did, and happily I have the same record as Natalie Grinham does against her.
6-0.
Not sure it was 6, but...
Well, Casey Brown kicks off this final, the women's JP Morgan Tournament of Champions 2013.
I think this is going to be a pretty high-paced match. If Casey has her way, she's going to keep that pace high. She's going to try and work Natalie around the back corners.
When you're playing against somebody that's very mobile in the front of the court, you've got to make sure that you go in with great accuracy, or, as you said, kind of in front, but work it into the back and then open up the court.
Absolutely. Natalie, though, is a pretty master tactician, and you know, she can attack from the back with a lot of sort of long drops and things, so I'm sure she's going to play her way in here, test Casey a little bit, and see how she can actually open up that court and get the ball by her.
Natalie Grinham getting her first point on the board there. One thing I really do like about Casey Brown is she absolutely fights for every point. Probably a little bit nervous, do you think? I mean, she had a wonderful win over Madeleine Perry in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I watched some of that match last night, and you know, what really struck me was her feet looked like they were moving so fast. her eyes were tracking the ball so well. She just looked so ready and match fit. And I think she, was sort of playing at a pace that was almost too much for Madeline in the end, who loves to play at a high pace. So it was an impressive match. Oh.
That was a little bit fortunate. It was an interesting volley drop there from Casey Brown, because although it was quite heavy, it went very close into the sidewalk. Which I know Rodney Martin always promoting that floor to sidewalk attack rather than just going for the straight nick.
There we go with that attacking from the back, Joey. You can see how Natalie's already starting early on with those drops from the back court.
3-2. Yeah, safety. She wasn't quite sure where you were. And she wasn't quite sure where you were. Video review, please.
Well, we've got our first video review here. And I think she's got a pretty interesting argument for this one, because she's gone for the one down the middle. Just see how Casey Brown reacts. She doesn't see it at all. She sees that really very late.
I would have to agree with you on that one, Joey. Certainly she wasn't ready to do much to Natalie there, although she did get around.
I think that actually might stay, and it does as a let ball. When you see it, the great thing about the reviews, Natalie, is that you see it from 3 different angles. So obviously at real time you'll call it straight away, but at least you can slow it down and see, and those different angles make a big difference to the interpretations.
I think it's a fantastic thing that they've developed. When I was competing on the tour, we didn't actually have the video review, and I just think it's something that's making a huge difference in really changing the game and making it a lot more exciting too, Joey. Again, tacking from the back, Joey. She certainly knows how to open up the court in a different way, Natalie does.
Well, I suppose that shows with the confidence in her movement as well, isn't it? If she's going to go short, she knows that she can fly up the court and try and counteract anything that Casey might do. But I always feel that the boast is such a valuable weapon in the women's game.
I would have to agree with you. Not in the men's though, Joey.
Oh no, it's a double-edged sword in the men's. It can be. Depends who plays it.
Good shot.
Well, that was very severe. Excellent shot to play on the glass court. Although it's the 19-inch tin there, the low kill. Get rewarded for aggressive play on these courts.
Oh, good hold, Joey. Got onto that so quickly, didn't she?
Well, that's the situation with the hold. If you get on there with great pace, she's got the speed and athleticism. That's evident, changing the direction. So she's already giving Casey Brown a few problems, but we're tied in at 4-all in this first game.
Great length there. Casey's really going to have to be disciplined about what she throws in the front, Joey.
Well, the unforced error coming from Casey Brown, and she read the ball going cross court. She's got to be aggressive across the tee line. I mean, that's her game. You just see the busyness of Natalie Grinham. She's always changing the angles and not really letting Casey Brown settle on the tee.
Not at all. She's also hitting pretty good length. See where those balls are landing. She's forcing her back behind the boxes. And then beautiful hold straight down the line. I mean, great execution.
Casey Brown, we'll see from the replay here, absolutely going completely the wrong way.
Didn't see that at all, did she?
Yes, lad. 6-4.
What do you think about the American scoring for the ladies to 11?
I think it's fantastic. I think, the changes that have been made through the game have been really good for squash. I think it makes it exciting. I think the length of the games are good. They're hard. It doesn't detract from, you know, the old school athleticism, having to grind it out. But at the same time, it allows players to actually play at a higher pace, try a few more things, and you know, take some risks.
Certainly moving in the right direction, both the men's and the women's game. So Casey Brown looking to respond at the mid-stage here, 5-6.
Another great length. Look at the length that she's hitting at that cross court to Casey's forehand, Joey. It's really pushing her back deep. Then opens up the court.
Again, it's
Another one.
She's certainly got the game plan in place. I mean, you'd expect that from somebody of this quality of these ladies, but the width hitting is absolutely considerable. I mean, she's going over the top here. Casey Brown's, it's interesting.
Got her.
It's probably a good job she didn't hit that, though.
It's one of those situations where you're so annoyed by the time they ask for the let, Joey.
Oh, we've got a review. So the original decision being a stroke. Casey Brown reviewing this. Sorry, I shouldn't be, but it is quite funny because she's kind of like, it's going in slow motion. She's ducking her head. Watch, she starts.
It's a bit of aggressive mood, that, isn't it, Joey?
That's got to be a stroke. That's no way. That's
yeah.
So she loses her ability to review. Both ladies will regain the review unless it goes to tie break. So again, the 2-point cushion here for Natalie Grinham.
I think she took just a little too long to hit that drop shot there, Joey. She kind of moved Natalie beautifully. Took a little time to get onto that straight drop.
Oh, that is brilliant.
That's a great shot.
She's like a Duracell bunny, isn't she? She's all bouncing around all the time, Natalie Grinham. Excellent footwork.
Whenever you play Natalie Grinham, you always have to be prepared for that ball to come back. Phenomenal athlete. Great shot.
Well, that's trademark Australian attack there. Look at this open racket face, beautifully played, very cocked wrist, cutting the ball in. Heard the strings sing, as we say. Oh,
wow.
touche.
Good get. That was a great shot that she just hit there. I think Casey did pretty well at actually picking that up. It was so tight to the wall, too.
Again, a little bit of hold, but good power. So 3-point lead at 9-6 for Grinham. And there's the unforced error.
Casey's got to figure out some way of actually getting Natalie behind her and then capitalizing on some of the short stuff that she's hitting, Joey. She's kind of getting worked around the court here a little bit too much.
Well, it's 4 game balls here for Grinham to take the all-important first. Very good movement again from... Oh, look at that.
Lucky.
There's always a bit of a debate on that one. Probably was a bit fortunate, but she'll take it on game ball. Well, it's an impressive first game here from the veteran Netherlands. 11 minutes, Natalie Grinham takes it 11-6. She leads by 1 game to love.
I think it was really interesting watching this first game. Certainly Natalie had a game plan that seems to have worked for the last 6 times that she's played Casey. She's hitting phenomenal length, pushing her hard back into those forehand deep corners, and then really using her trademark long drops from the back of the court to use deception, keep Casey on the back foot, not quite knowing where to go. I think if Casey is actually going to assert herself here, she's going to have to try and work that deep backhand, I think, a little bit more, get some better length, and maybe take a little pace off the ball, give herself some time. But certainly a great start for Natalie Grinham.
I have to admit, I forgot actually to ask you your prediction, but I'm going to ask you now. Who's going to win and what's the score going to be? And you've got a 1-game advantage on it.
I do actually. You know, I haven't seen Natalie play for a while, but having played her so many times when I was on the tour, you know, she's such a tough competitor, and I know that she really is desperate to get back up into those top 10 and top 5, where she has spent so much time. And you know, Casey, I feel, is like trying to, you know, make her mark and get back up as well. But I'd have to go with Natalie Grinham. I think Casey's going to be hard pressed to even get a game. If she continues with what she's doing in the first game, I think Casey's going to be really struggling.
Well, I'm sure Casey Brown will be getting advice from Rodney Martin, like I said, former world former world champion. Australian, based up in Appomattox or Greenwich? Always get them mixed up. I know
Greenwich.
I know you're
Greenwich.
Queen of Greenwich. I know that.
You have to come to my kingdom.
You can see, just looking at the outfits of the ladies, obviously with the TV, everything's moving in the right directions. The players are looking a lot smarter. You've got Natalie Grinham with the bubblegum pink. And what do you think, honestly, to Casey Brown's silver number?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. She certainly means business, isn't she? What she's, the way she's looking, the way she's playing. I think it suits the image. I do know that Casey likes motorbikes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So I think it's pretty fitting, probably. It's got a bit of that, that kind of biker girl action look going on here.
I never knew that. There you go.
Grinham leads 1 game to low.
Well, she's got to respond here, Casey Brown. So Natalie Grinham kicks off the second game. Immediately firing a ball into the front, not particularly accurately, but...
Stroke to Grinham. 1 low.
She's got to get a good start, though, isn't she, Casey Brown? She's got to get a few of these early points under her belt. She doesn't want to start to try and claw back a lead. Well, there's another very high post.
You know, she does that, and you know, I think that sometimes the players sort of feel like they sort of now they have to do something off it, or you know, they're doing what Casey's doing. She's trying to play her way back into the game, but you know, Natalie kind of almost toys with you to see if you're prepared to actually go after something, and she backs her fast, quick feet and movement against your ability to put the ball away. Oh, Casey's not sort of watching the ball off the back wall very closely here. Natalie's a number of times got her sent the wrong way.
Why do you think she's front wall staring a little bit, or she's trying to commit? I mean, she's played all week on this court, so she got used to the surroundings of the glass court. The lighting as well here is always slightly different.
I think she's used to all of that. I don't think that's a problem. I think she's so eager to hunt the volley on the cross court, and you know, Natalie's obviously hit quite a lot of cross courts, but she's hitting such good width that she's sort of denying Casey the opportunity to jump onto some of these balls across the middle.
Stroke to Grinham.
Yeah, that's
frustration, Joey.
It is frustration, but it's the right decision there. You see, she gets onto this ball. It's very loose. I mean, that's got to be a stroke.
Yep.
No question about it.
Maybe a little frustration at her own slightly bad shot there.
Well, that's well
better.
played. And that's trademark Casey Brown. Again, lovely open racket face, wonderful technique, cutting down severely on that forehand volley drop. So 2-all
Down.
Oh. From a technical aspect, just having a look at that one there, she comes in, as we see on the...
3-2.
Well, we probably won't get a replay, but she comes in and she's very upright when she plays that drop.
I would agree. I think, you know, they tend to have a very open face. A lot of the Australians on the backhand, they almost turn their grips around slightly. And I think what ends up happening is sometimes they don't necessarily get quite as much meat on the you know, the racket strings coming across the ball, and it pops. So you know, she's hit a few like that now, Joey,
Yes,
and
lad.
I think she's in
3-2.
great positions, but she's getting very close to the ball, and maybe needs to get down a little bit more, stay away from it, and which would also create the opportunity for her to have more deception and make Natalie run further.
Well, we've got our first review of this second game, and I think Natalie Grinham's attitude is, why didn't she just play the ball? There's no real, there's hardly any contact. Well, there's no contact actually, but she stopped on that one. Well, it's going to stay as a let ball.
Decision upheld. Grinham has no reviews left. 3-2, right side.
Yeah, just going back to that point on Casey Brown, she's tall. She's a tall girl. She's got long levers. It'd be interesting to see her probably try and lunge a little bit more into the front and actually use the reach to take the ball a bit earlier.
I completely agree with you. I think you know, she's incredibly athletic and strong, but sort of being able to sort of stretch out, like you say, from the tee. If you watch the top men move, you know, they take so many big lunges when they really need to get into those corners. And she's getting top here, but I think part of it is also potentially, you know, the racket face is so open, it might not allow for you know, coming through the ball enough.
Well, this is a furious rally, very quick tempo. Great to see. Again, it's very good width hitting from Grinham. This could be a problem.
This is a brutal rally, Joey. Oh, finally, Casey's really made her mark. She's working hard there for every point she gets here.
Well, she is. She's battling away. She's got to, because if she's not finding her lines, she's got to try and grind it out slightly until she starts to get a bit more of that rhythm. But it is very hard when the angles are being changed on a regular basis. There's a little flick improvisation, but this is good play. She's getting up on the ball quickly, Casey Brown. And again,
she's actually just starting to make Natalie wait a little bit there as well. So I think she's got to keep going. She can't give her any cheap ones like that. She's got to keep working for every point, keep making sure that her length is tight and deep. I like the fact that she played straight off that cross-court drop there, Joey, as well. I think she needs to play in much straighter lines against Natalie.
Well, that'll be something we'll have a little look at when she goes short, Natalie Grinham, see if she hovers over onto that cross-court side, which is kind of a natural instinct, isn't it, for a lot of the Australians.
Great change of direction there by Natalie. She's rolled her wrist around that post.
Well, that is what we call a taxi. Very, very clever play from Natalie Grinham. Getting on it early, and there's the hold and flick.
It's fantastic. Great hold. She worked hard for that point, waited for her opportunity. She loves that down the middle shot, doesn't she, Joey? She's hoping that at some point the referee's going to give her the right call.
You were still moving over. You were still moving over.
I'm still not in the way.
6-3.
I have to say, that was pretty dead in the back, wasn't
it?
it?
Was really dead.
Okay, but you were still moving.
I don't think she was moving over, but anyway, a little bit of fortune there for Casey Brown, who's trying to focus here.
6-3. Down.
A little unforced error there. Maybe a little window opening up here for
And out.
Casey, Joey.
Well, she's got to make the
4-6.
most of this, hasn't she? She's trailing at 4-6 in this second game, and by 1 game to 11. That's, again, excellent play. Oh, she's got it. She's got the, what you might say, the fluky nick, but she's certainly aiming for that area.
5-6.
That's a great shot. It's perfect width. Wow. Good use of height, but
Oh,
I
gosh.
don't know how she did that. She used all her extremities there. You see, just got it.
And down 7-5.
Bit of a lucky one on the sideball, but she needed that point because Brown was coming back strongly. I think that just caught the top of the tin.
I think it did.
Ball's good.
Oh no, it wasn't. I think I heard that.
Hand
I
out.
was pretty sure that was down too, didn't you think?
6-7.
I thought I heard it down. And there's Rodney Martin. Anyway,
Ooh, very close.
not much discussion from the players.
We certainly would have heard about it if Natalie thought that ball was down. Casey seems to be getting onto the short stuff a bit better, don't you think, Joey? She's
Yeah,
ready
she's
for it,
pushing
right?
up. She's you can see her pushing forward, and as soon as something goes in, she's charging up the middle. So you can see getting some good tactical advice from Rodney Martin. Again, she's battling away.
Oh,
Oh,
she dealt with that one.
That was cool.
Oh,
and
and
again.
another one.
Oh,
Yes, let.
let ball. That was very exciting rally. Some excellent improvisations by Casey Brown. Starting to read the ball
6-7.
down the middle. That was the intentional one down the middle as well. So she sparked up here, Natalie.
I think it's great. Sorry, I
Casey's-
was just
sorry,
admiring.
yeah,
I was admiring that sort of behind the back shot there, Joey. You had me caught in a moment there.
Yeah. Sorry, I was saying that Casey is sparked up because obviously you're called Natalie as well. I won't call you by your nickname.
You're on the air, Joey. Be
Hand
careful.
out 8-6.
Well, she's still got this 2-point cushion. 8-6. We're at the business end of the second. That's going to be a stroke.
Oh, Casey is going to be so annoyed with herself. That
9-6.
really was poor. Right when she needed to knuckle down. Oh, almost another great nick there with great cross court.
Yes, let.
Casey's a long way from that drop shot, but enough tangled with Natalie to get the let.
This is interesting.
Yes, let. 9-6.
Slightly loose there, and she was coming flying in. Could have made a bit more of that, looking
Left
for a
side.
stroke possibly. Look,
Left.
No, Natalie didn't give her any room either, too.
a bit of tension here, but Grinham serves again at 9-6. Beautiful lob. This could be trouble. Oh, she's got it back.
Oh, great
Oh,
hold.
that's beautiful.
Great finish
Feel on the ball on the
for that
high
rally.
roll, the ball was good.
She controlled that rally beautifully.
Right
made
side.
Casey Brown do a huge amount of work and then made that look very easy. That's a hard shot to play.
10-6.
A lot of skill involved.
Game
So Grinham now with 4 game balls to take a very advantageous 2-game to love lead. It's good hitting.
That's what I think she's got to do more of.
She keeps getting it back.
She does, but she's got to keep firing down those lines.
This is really terrific hitting by Casey Brown. She's got to do this more consistently, not just on game ball. Oh,
Great get.
this
She's
is-
quick, Joe. I tell you, these
She
girls
is.
really cover the court. So much hard work going on here.
Really is an excellent mix of paces and heights. Look at that, the lobs going up continually. There's the
Oh.
attack. That is
11
a quite
seconds.
beautiful rally
Game
from
to
those
Grinham.
ladies, these ladies.
Grinham leads 2 games to love.
Very impressive squash between these two finalists. 28 minutes so far for this final. Natalie Grinham takes the second game 11-6. She now leads by 2 games to love.
I think Casey's going to be pretty disappointed with not actually getting on top of Natalie a little bit more in this last game. Certainly she stayed within 2 points of Natalie the whole way through, and then let it go off a bad return of serve, and Natalie was right back in there. She's certainly learned from all the short stuff that Natalie's been hitting, and is much further up the court, is fetching a lot more balls in the front, and not giving Natalie so much room. But she's got to make sure that she doesn't give her unforced errors and quick points.
Well, very impressive stuff from Natalie Grinham. Casey Brown's getting her teeth into this, but she's got to come from 2 games to love behind. Look at the determination there. She's really hungry. She likes a good steak as well. I've seen her devour a massive steak before. I remember staying with me in Nottingham with her husband Tommy Burden. That was quite extraordinary. She literally must have savaged this 18-ounce steak about 3 hours before she was going to go on court. And I really do enjoy my food, but I was taken by surprise by her appetite.
Haven't you got a degree in nutrition, Joey? What were your thoughts on that?
Not just in nutrition. I have a sport and exercise science degree. But yeah, no, it's an interesting one. A lot of people don't eat red meat when they're competing, let alone a couple of hours before they play. But it seems to work for Natalie Grinham, and she's in the right city for a steak.
She certainly is, Joey.
15 seconds.
Great New York steaks everywhere.
The best steaks I ever had was in South Africa.
Was it really?
Mm.
Where were you?
I was everywhere, but I was in Durban, and it was outrageous. It was amazing. I also had an ostrich steak, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, I'm afraid. I mean, my South African roots certainly should make me feel a little bit more for
I'm sure you walk
wild
around
steak,
with
but
a load of biltong in your pocket now.
that's only if I can get it into the country.
Yeah.
Grinham leads 2 games to love. Love all. Down. One love.
Natalie's off to a good start here.
Out.
Casey's just looking a little rattled here.
Too low.
She's going to have to calm down, get back to hitting some good length.
down.
Well, she hasn't made many unforced errors on that backhand drop shot from deep in the court,
And
Natalie.
out. 1-2.
No, she hasn't. I think she's made only 2, actually.
There's the one down the middle. This is good work from Casey Brown.
She's actually getting on top of Natalie a little bit here. Natalie sort of hits not fantastic shots into the front, and Casey's been quick onto them.
Yes, left.
But then
1-2.
something like that happens, Joey. You know, sort of the end of some of these tough rallies, she's put something a little loose, either lost the point off a stroke, or unable to capitalize on getting the whole point. Nice shot there by Casey, tight.
Say it again. Tight.
2-all.
I'm getting abuse for my accent, I'm afraid.
No, you've got a wonderful accent. Although yours is, you've lived in South Africa, England, and now obviously the US.
Am I confusing you?
Oh, no, 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 I'm just saying you've still got a bit of a South African twang.
And out 3-2.
Got to stay with your roots, Joey.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's why I speak with a West Country accent from Somerset.
So, Joey, you've been commentating on a range of all these matches around the world, and great shot there by
Done a
Natalie.
few,
But
yeah, done a few.
where
No
have you found that you actually enjoy visiting the most?
Oh, depends what's on offer.
4-2.
Joey, I'm not quite sure how to respond
Well,
to
I'll
that
tell you
kind of
this,
a comment.
talking about that, I mean, this venue, we've said it time and time again, I mean, it's just extraordinary for the WSA and PSA World Tours to be held in Grand Central Terminal. I mean, you can see the mass of people that come past that front wall and are able to stand and watch that have never actually been exposed to squash before, and it's just the perfect setting, really, for promoting the game.
Truly is.
So this is one of my favourites.
Oh. Did you actually ever get to play on this
lad.
court, Joey, yourself?
Yes,
No,
I did, yes.
I think that
Few
the,
times.
I think the movement.
When any matches?
I think the movement.
She went through it, yes?
I know she appeared to play it, but the movement was interrupted.
No, she went through and she actually played it. I did bump
I'm
her.
giving you
Natalie
all
has a point there, doesn't she,
Yeah.
Joey?
How can you
Looked
give
like Casey sort of
explanations to them? You're
took a
not
chance at trying to play that.
The movement was interrupted.
She played it.
Okay, review. Video review on the.
Okay, so we've got another video review of the early stage of this third game.
Good
So she
Natalie
came
getting
through.
around there. Oh, they got tangled up, but she did kind of go for that, didn't she?
That's really, I mean, there was a massive
What do you
bit of
reckon?
contact. Well, there's a huge bit of contact here, obviously. Oh, she did
played it.
No,
She
she
played
did play it. She should have just stopped.
Yeah.
She did play
Soon as
this.
she bumped Natalie getting around there.
So here the impact. She wanted. Oh, she did play it. She's got a point there. That could well be a no-let. And it is.
No let. Decision
I think
overruled.
that's a very, very good decision. This is
Grinham
where the
has
review
one
obviously
review
is so
remaining.
important. She was through and she
5
played
to
it.
Right side.
Phenomenal seeing it from that side angle, Joey.
Yeah, that was the
You
best
really,
angle.
you could really see that she came through with the racket.
Yeah.
But the decision-making, Joey, I mean, you know, you'd think the ball was so tight, she was off balance. You know, why not just take the let and start again? She's 2-love down.
There's the one again. She's always working with different angles, Natalie Grinham. She's building a healthy lead, and Casey Brown has got to try and... Oh, wow.
Oh, through the legs.
She's done one behind the back, one through the legs. She's trying to be busy here, but
Yes, left.
when you force the
5-2.
pace, you sometimes lose the accuracy.
Right side.
Natalie really reaching up high to get that volley down.
6-2.
So many pictures of Natalie with both feet off the ground.
Down. Seven, 2.
Well, Natalie Grinham is starting to really run away with this third game. Can't remember what your prediction was. 3-love.
I think it was.
Well, was it?
Or do we have a replay? Do we have a review?
Well, it's been said, whatever was said. I think you might have said 3-1 actually, so obviously you've got that wrong. Possibly, you never know though. Could only get better for you.
Oh, that's such a great shot up there. Got right up to reach for that volley. Love seeing that straight down the line. Great reach from Casey as
I
well.
can't believe she's getting it.
Look at the coverage.
Absolutely.
Everywhere. It's just unbelievable, isn't it?
Imagine Gregory Gaultier and Natalie Grinham doing a ghosting session with each other.
Oh, well done, Casey. God, I think she feels like she probably had to win that rally 3 times.
Well, she did. I mean, it was brilliant, really, from Casey Brown.
And out. 3-7.
Talking earlier, kind of, in a way, kind of writing her off, which you can never do with any of the professional players, but that was a terrific rally. She had to win it, as you said, Natalie, about 4 times, really. This could be a problem.
Once again, Casey
Yes,
just kind of letting
3-7.
something come through the middle there. I think Natalie's going to be slightly upset about not getting more from that, but a little loose. Great shot.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Great
And
touch.
out 8-3.
So high up as well. Look how high, and she kept the racket head.
Open.
Lovely, you know, really well controlled through that shot. Excellent technical ability. There goes the lob. That's a great shot as well. This could be a problem.
She's certainly hitting her targets here, Joey.
Oh, she's playing faultlessly, Natalie Grinham. Oh, that's just too
lob.
good. Casey Brown has not been allowed to really get into this match to try and
9-3.
get the tempo up. She's been worked around the court and controlled brilliantly. It's been a bit of a masterclass here from Natalie Grinham. She's now at 9-3 in this third game.
Down.
You know, Casey managed to just get a little bit of a hold on that, but not a fantastic execution, but it was good enough. So
4-9.
Natalie was a little slow to get up there.
Down.
Well, that unforced error there from Casey Brown gives
And
Natalie
out.
Grinham 6 championship balls here.
10-4. Match ball. Down.
Well, she nearly got that one up as well, and that was a faultless forehand drop shot from Casey Brown. So 1 championship ball
And
saved.
out 5-10. Match ball. Down.
There it is.
Game and match.
Great
together.
match by Natalie.
3 games to the last.
Very, very impressive stuff
11-6,
by the
11-6.
veteran Natalie Grinham.
11-5.
Controlled the match from the onset all the way to the very end.